The Detroit Lions are heading to face the Los Angeles Chargers tomorrow, and our defense is going to have to be on point because Justin Herbert can throw that thing, and they got a pretty stout offense, even down some of their players. So the Detroit Lions defense is going to have to be on point. And while we did not make a trade deadline move for a defensive end or a defensive tackle, there's been a guy that I've been very intrigued to see. His name is Brodric Martin, and we finally got to see him the first time he was active for the Detroit Lions in the 2023 season, and he actually played. Now, he wound up playing 11 snaps in the game, and there were some things that I saw that I liked and that I didn't like as well. I think it was more positive than negative. Let's take a look. Not really too much going on for Mr. Martin. Had one tackle solo, and that was in one of his 11 snaps. But it wasn't per se what he did directly. It was what he did indirectly. Now, somebody in the comment section said that Brodric was in for 2 of the 5 sacks. I went back and looked at it. I only saw one. I could be mistaken. He didn't really do much on one of the sacks. It was I don't know what they were trying to do. He was lined up on the end. He tried to like cut it and run outside and come back in like a stun or something. But number 74 had him locked up most of the day. But there was a couple of times that he was double teamed as well. Now, I've been very hard on Brad Holmes' draft pick when it comes to Brodric Martin because I think a defensive tackle, a stout defensive tackle, is key to, I think you need a defensive tackle and a defensive end. But if you can have, and that's why defensive tackles are paid so much, Deron Payne, Jeffrey Simmons, Quinnen Williams, if you can be one of those guys, you see how tough it is to get a sack up the middle. And to have double-digit sacks as a defensive tackle is outstanding. Most defensive tackles get somewhere between 4 and 7. I mean, if you get 7 in a season, I think Jonathan Allen only has 3 or something like that in a year so far this year. So if you get double-digit sacks as a defensive tackle, that's outstanding. But Brodric Martin, man, I saw stuff that I liked and stuff that I didn't like. It looks like he doesn't play the run that well. There was a third down, I want to say it was in the first or second quarter, that he followed Jacobs, and that 3rd and 1 turned into a 4th down and 2. He was in on that play as well. He was double teamed that play. So Brodric Martin, man, if we can get this guy going, he's going to require a double team a lot of the times. But so he's not great against the run from what I saw in his brief stint out there. But there was a play like that 3rd down and 1 that he was all over it, helped create that 4th down and 2 that they wind up going for it and it falling incomplete. But he was only in for, like I said, 1 of the sacks. And I think that with the more we see him, I think there's potential with Brodric. I really do. I said this when we drafted him, that it was going to turn out that this guy was going to be the chance that Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell took on him, that maybe they saw a guy that during his second contract, being that 3rd round pick that he's got a 4-year deal. Maybe by the time that second contract rolls around, year 4 going into year 5, that this guy could be a force for the Detroit Lions. So overall, I'm not disappointed by what I saw. It would be awesome to see him more. Hopefully he gets maybe 15, 20 snaps. I don't expect him to be inactive tomorrow. I want to say Isaiah Buggs was inactive last week, which created the space for Brodric Martin. So I don't know. You got Pascal, you got Buggs. So I would hate for them to make Brodric inactive again. I think you got to make him active. You got to, at this point, I mean, you can have Josh Pascal inactive. There are some guys you can make inactive, but I hope that it is not Brodric Martin. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below about a very small sample size from Brodric. What did you think? Like I said, some good, some bad. I saw more good than bad. Very small sample size, 11 snaps. Of the defense in the Raiders game on Monday night. So I like what I saw overall. We got to see him more, and hopefully we get a chance to do that tomorrow against the Chargers. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm going to start saying it more so that that animation can go around the button. I don't really do call to actions, but I'm going to start doing them now because YouTube put that in place. So I'm going to use it to the fullest of my advantage. Let's get to 5,000. We have about 3 weeks to get to, 16,000. 5,000 was last year. Let's get to 15,000. 15,600 is where we are. Let's get to 16,000. It's been a tough morning. 16,000 subscribers by the end of the month. you can help me do that. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. I'll get it together soon.